What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Drinks with Drea. I'm your host, Miss Drea, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Here I am again. Just wanted to make sure that I gave you guys some updates from this week. Man, has it been some crazy stuff going on. I feel like every time I decide I want to talk about what's happening in the celebrity world, it's always some good content out there because it seems like it's always something going on. So before we get started, of course, we got to talk about what we're sipping on today. And we're sipping on some essential water, okay? So make sure you get your H2O in as much as I like a good glass of wine or a nice cocktail. I also like to have good water because that is very necessary for so many reasons. And if I have to explain that to you, that indeed is a problem. So without further ado, go ahead and take a sip of your H2O or whatever it is that you're sipping on. And let's get started. So, salud. Okay. So this subject really blew me. And I don't know if you guys are fans of The View, but they had Condoleeza Rice, who is a very well-known Republican. She was on there as one of their guest co-hosts for the week. And she made a remarkable statement. And I'm being nice when I say remarkable because it was utterly foolish, if you ask me. But the topic of critical race theory came up. And if you're not familiar with critical race theory, I'll do my best to explain it to you. Essentially, what it is a real depiction of America's history, not the glossed over, fantasized version that they teach us in elementary school, which glorifies, Columbus and glorifies, them coming over and as if they sat down peacefully to, break bread with the people who were indigenous to this land, when the reality is that they tortured them, chopped their hands off, wrapped around their necks, and made them walk thousands of miles from where they called home to another part of the country. So that's just one example. I mean, the history is horrid and disgusting and quite frankly unnecessary, right? Like the idea of leaving one land to find new land to kind of lay roots because you have a different vision of how the world should go, it could have been an inclusive effort, right? I feel like I've said this before. I understand that it's a different time. People think differently. People needed something. And who knows, maybe there was efforts to try to get everybody on board. And maybe people said, no, we're okay with how we do things here. I don't know. But, instead of it being done in a diplomatic way, it was done very horrifically. And the intent in teaching this is so people can get a real depiction of why it's important for us to make peace with our racial differences, why it's important for us to treat each other more fairly, to make sure that history does not repeat itself. Now, I have not seen any content from critical race theory. So I'm just going off of what people are saying about it, the people who are supporting it, as well as the people who are fighting against it, who don't want it to be taught in schools. And so Condoleezza Rice, her argument was that when she was a child, she grew up in segregated Alabama. I believe that's what she said. And her parents told her segregation is probably always going to exist. And that's somebody else's problem that needs to be resolved, which I found that to be absolutely fascinating. But what we want for you is that you're going to work hard and we're going to make sure that you have everything that you need to succeed in this world. So it was really an individual approach. Like, yeah, our people are oppressed. Yes, we're being murdered. Yes, we're dealing with Jim Crow. Yes, these are horrid conditions. It's nothing we can do about it. But what we can do is do our best, put our head down, work hard, and we'll see some level of success. And basically to hell with those other Negroes. And that's how her belief, even to this day, she made a statement about, I want Black people to feel empowered and I want us to, elevate and all these good things, which, you should say. But what blew me was when she said that only thing critical race theory is going to do is teach young white kids to feel bad about themselves and teach Black kids to feel disempowered. Now, the Black kid statement made absolutely no sense because if anything, Black kids hearing about true history and seeing the reality of the world they live in today, it will be an aha moment. Because if you go off of the social studies that they're currently teaching, you will, it's made as if the Africans came over here, and yes, it was in servitude, but it was for the greater good of the country. Not that it was for the greater good of the white man. You know what I mean? It's not presented in the context, not presented in the textbook the way that it really was. So it's left Black people feeling like, well, do I belong here or not? And white people feeling like the heroes of the nation. And how lucky are all these people to be in the nation that we built? So it's arguably, you could say, that for the last however many decades that this school system has been in place, you have been making Black kids feel very sad hearing about this history. You've been making Native American kids feel very sad reading about this history. You've made Hispanics and Asians feel really bad after reading this history. And now when it comes to actually speaking the truth, everybody should hold off because we don't want to hurt little white kids' feelings. This is one of those moments. I need more than water. I need more than booze. I need more than, I don't know. I might need a Percocet just because I cannot believe that this was this woman's rebuttal to the idea of critical race theory. Not because it's important for the truth to be told. Not because any logical reason, but just because we don't want little white kids to feel ashamed and to feel sad about the history that they had nothing to do with. We want them to feel sad. We want them to feel horrible. We want them to say to themselves, I cannot believe that this happened. And I'm going to do everything within my power to make sure that nothing like this ever happens again. Because what you've been teaching up to this point has been telling them we are heroes. We do what's necessary to make the world work. We are the reason why things are going great and everybody else is the reason things are going bad. So we're going to continue to push forward with this oppression. We're going to continue to move forward with systemic racism. We're going to continue to keep Blacks and Hispanics and everyone that don't identify as white. We're going to keep them in their place. That's the only thing that it's been doing is, keeping it moving forward. This racial imbalance that's in America. So if it means that a few kids are a little bit sad to understand the truth about this country, the truth about their great-great-great-grandparents, the truth about why they have the privilege that they have today, just so the next generation could end the foolishness and we don't have to continue to deal with Blacks being killed disproportionately by cops. We don't have to deal with the wealth gap. We don't have to deal with all of these different things, right? I could go down a whole list. If a few white kids got to be sad so that the next generation of Black, brown, and et cetera kids can come together and make peace and respect each other's differences while still building a new world together, then so effing be it. Yeah. I can't believe Condoleezza Rice, whatever her name is. I can't believe for her to be a woman of color, for her to be on this earth for as long as she's been, and that's not a dig. I'm not trying to speak to her being old, but she's a woman who's of a mature age. For her to have experienced the same world that we experience, and for her to sit there and support more miseducation of this country's history solely for the fact that we don't want to hurt 7-year-old white kids' feelings is beyond disgusting. And of course, you have a certain group of people rooting her on. She's so right. We need more smart people like Condoleezza R and Candace, whatever that girl name is. Candace owes somebody money. They need to shut up. If you're not going to say anything, and this is probably the meanest thing I'm going to say in my response to people, maybe not. If you don't have anything productive to add to the conversation that's going to ultimately result in true equality, or at the very least, not continue to lead to Black people being under the foot of everyone else. If you can't say nothing that's going to truly progress our people to the next level, then respectfully, or maybe very disrespectfully, STFU. I'm trying not to curse because my mama be listening. All right, y'all, we're gonna move on because Conda Negro done made me mad today. She done made me mad today, but we're gonna keep it moving. All right, Chloe Bailey. I love me some Chloe Bailey. So Chloe Bailey was on Angie Martinez's show. And for whatever reason, Angie kept asking all these questions about her wanting to, what kind of man she wanted. I think she was just asking her that because she was trying to hook her up, maybe. I don't know. But girl, she's 23. Leave her alone. She don't need no boyfriend. But anyway, when describing the type of man that she would like to be in a relationship with, she said quite a few things, but one thing that stood out and of course got everybody talking was she said, I want a man that don't answer his phone all the time. You know what I mean? And not in a sense of like, I have to not trust him and I have to look for him and I got to see what he's doing, but more just along the lines of like, he has business, he has things to do. He understands, because if you're a person who's 23 years old and you're a multimillionaire like Chloe Bailey is, you're really getting into your solo career. You're going to be traveling the world, going here and there, performing, practicing, making new music. You don't have time for nobody to just be all up in your space. You don't have time to stop what you're doing and answering your phone. So because she knows she cannot commit to that level of communication, she don't expect that out of her partner, which is fair. If I can't give you 100% of me in regards to being accessible to you at all times, then I'm not going to expect that from you. But in the same regard, that doesn't mean that I expect you to be running the streets on some bald head host stuff. You know what I mean? I expect for you to be working. I expect for you to be busy. I expect for you to have obligations, because if she's a woman with the work ethic that she has, even at the young age of 23, she don't want no dude sitting around always by his phone waiting on her beck and call. She want a man that's about his money. She want a man that knows how to handle what he needs to handle. Give her a call, say, my bad, babe, I was in the middle of a meeting. How you doing? How you holding up? Are you good? All right, I think I'm gonna be flying out there next week. I don't know. I'll let you know for sure. Are you busy? Oh, okay, don't worry about it. Hit me back. She don't want no dude like ring, hello, what's up, baby? Where you at? Yeah, I'm at the house. I'm sitting here playing. No. And then people in my generation talking mess. Oh, she got stuff messed up. She must want one of the men that she can't trust. Why did your mind go there? Not only that, but what makes you think just because a man always answers his phone that he ain't doing nothing? What does answering the phone have to do with trust? Because y'all not going to sit here and lie to yourself or me and tell me just because a person answers their phone that they doing everything they supposed to do. Because we all know that is a crock of crap. So trust isn't based on, I know where you're at all times, you know where I'm at all times, and we can't leave each other's side. If that's the only way we can have trust, we don't have trust. Trust does not exist. We must well throw that idea away because that's not real. Trust is that I know we have this understanding of who we are. I do this for a living. I have these family members. Here are the things that are important to me. Here are the things that aren't important to me. You have your life, your career, your family, your everything that's an obligation to you. As a couple, we want to commit to speaking on a regular basis and at least spending one day a week. I don't know, I'm just throwing some stuff out there. And that's a mature way of approaching it. Too many people are super invested in their relationships. And I'm not saying you're not supposed to be invested in your relationship, but your relationship cannot be the only thing that's important in your life. It should be one of the most important, but it shouldn't be the only thing that's important in your life. There should be things that have value, that mean something to you. Because what happens, I think, when people are so intertwined with one another and so connected in each other's identity and can't be without each other without feeling a feeling of distrust, what happens is those relationships become toxic. Those relationships become verbally, physically, mentally abusive because you start becoming codependent on that person being there. So when they're not answering the phone and they're not accessible to you, you ready to key cars and bust out windows. When she's not accessible to you, you ready to wrap your hands around her throat. This idea that if I can't be with the love of my life, that I'd rather just have nothing in this world, results in a lot of domestic abuse. It results in a lot of domestic abuse. You should love your person. You should respect your person. You should have healthy boundaries with your person. You should be aligned with your person mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. You should be able to communicate and have trust with your person, but you do not own them and they do not own you. Y'all are partners. Y'all show up for each other. Y'all respect each other. Y'all create healthy boundaries with one another and y'all grow together. But you don't have to keep tabs on a person as if they're your property, because they're not. And don't come giving me no scriptures talking about this is this person's property. No, because too many people take that out of context. And because you think somebody belongs to you, when they don't do as you want them to do, it's justified for you to harm them. No. Respect. Mutual respect. Now I done got parched. But yeah, I agree with Chloe. I definitely agree with Chloe. I feel like Chloe is on point. I feel like Chloe is wise beyond her years. I feel like Chloe knows how to walk away from a relationship and keep it moving and not be sitting at home eating her life away. I think Chloe understands that when a person is for you, you don't have to chase them. You ain't got to fight with them. You ain't got to, be gone other people. You can just love them and they can love you and y'all can grow together. She understands when it's time to let go. She's 23 years old. She says she's had her heart broken twice. 2 times in her short 23 years, she's had her heart broken twice. That means that she didn't sit there and stay in that first relationship and keep forgiving him over and over and over and over and over and over again. She recognized some things she didn't like. She walked away. I like it. I'm all for it. Good job, Chloe. Okay. We almost done, people. Y'all know I'm working on shorter episodes just for y'all, because y'all have a short attention span, just like I do. Okay. This is gonna be real brief. I had saw something on social media about Kandi Burruss and her sharing that people were shaming her for going a surrogacy route. And I know they shamed Kim Kardashian and they shamed Gabrielle Union. And I just find this fascinating because one thing that's consistent amongst those 3 women specifically, Kandi, Gabby, and Kim, is that they're all what would be considered advanced maternal age, which the old term was geriatric, but the new, more advanced, more less discriminatory term is advanced maternal age. And I don't know how old you are listening, but essentially, as women get older, it becomes more difficult to have children for various reasons. The optimal time for women to have children is in their 20s, late teens. The times when a lot of people do have kids, but if we're being real, don't have no business having kids because we still kids ourselves at that age. But as you get older, your body releases less eggs. You deal with things like I can't even say it, endometrial. Like it be all type of stuff that goes on. High our blood pressure is higher. You know what I mean? Just overall health. Even if you are a person that's privileged and have money, you cannot pay your way out of the aging process. You might look young, but biologically, your body is going to do the same thing that everybody else your age is doing, even if you don't look like them. So it's hard. I know for Gabrielle Union specifically, she had over 10 miscarriages. Over 10. I don't think anybody says to themselves, oh, I don't want to mess my body up. Let me go ahead and find somebody else to carry this baby for me. I don't think that's the number one motivator why people choose the surrogacy route. It could be people out there that's like that, but I don't think that's, because I think anyone who wants to be pregnant wants to feel their baby growing inside of them. That's not to say you can't create a strong bond with a child that's adopted or that's through surrogacy or just completely unrelated, but they're your child now. You can still love a kid and love them as your own. But there's a thing about feeling that child growing inside of you. And if I could guess, I would think that every woman, or at least the three of those women I'm speaking about, wanted that experience. But they're all at an advanced maternal age, which makes it difficult. You don't know how many miscarriages they may have had. You don't know how many IVF appointments they may have had. You just don't know how their body may have failed them, leading to that decision. So I said all that to say, mind your business and stop judging people. I don't know what's this world we living in that people just always got to give their 2 cents about stuff. Like, even though I'm sitting here doing my 2 cents, but I'm just saying, come on, especially topics like that. Like, you just don't know what a person has to go through to get, before they get to certain decisions or certain crossroads in their life. So sometimes we just got to learn to give each other grace and just reserve our opinions and don't type it. You can think it because you sometimes can't control your thoughts, but don't fix your fingers or your lips to say something that's just ill-advised and dumb and ignorant. Like, stop. Just stop. Moving along. All right. Now, I try my best not to judge. I really do. But hell, we all judge everything. You wake up, you look outside the window, you judging if it's gonna be a good day or a chilly day. You judge the shows you watching. Is this good? Is it bad? They could have done better. But you try not to have harsh judgment. But in this case, I'm gonna have a little bit of a harsh judgment because I don't know all the facts to be true. I'm just going to share what I think I know to be true based on what I've consumed throughout the day. The storyline is 61-year-old man marries his 18-year-old goddaughter. I'm gonna say it again. 61-year-old man marries his 18-year-old goddaughter. Now there's different stories, so I don't know what's true, what's not true. Only thing that I can validate to a certain extent, just on what I've seen, is that there is at least one photo circulating of this man at a very mature age holding a baby. And his wife is that baby. The other thing we know to be true is this young lady has, I believe, 2 children. They claim 4 together, but I'm pretty sure the 2 older ones cannot be biologically her children, just because if those her kids, she was pregnant at 7. I can't believe that to be true. But she has at least 2 kids. I don't know if her godfather is the father of her kids. But those she claimed those are kids. Those are their kids. Now this young lady is giving me what's the young ladies that was on Gail's show defending R. Kelly, Azriel and Jocelyn Savage. She's giving very much their vibe, right? Like, y'all just jealous, y'all hating, y'all just mad, y'all older than me and don't know what y'all want. I want me a grown man that got this and that. Like, really feeling very strongly about this person. Like, y'all got me messed up. This is the love of my life. The optics is just not good. It's just not good. Take away Godfather. Take away the fact that he held her as a 30, 40-year-old man in his arms. Take away the fact that he was supposed to be a father figure to her. Take all of that away. Sis. I can't even address her because she's still a child. I don't even know. Like, I don't know. He married her soon as she turned 18. I have a very hard time believing that he waited till the day she turned 18 to be intimate with her. So in my mind, this is a case of at least statutory rape, possibly child abuse, definitely grooming and manipulating and brainwashing. And I just feel so horrible about it. I feel bad about it because to some extent in certain parts of the world, because this is in Florida and everybody knows that Florida has the craziest stories that you'll ever hear in your life. Just Google Florida man and put a date in and you're going to find some crazy ass story about somebody from Florida. I don't know what's going on with Florida. But this is in Florida. And even rapper Kodak Black said, yeah, I had something similar like that happen to my family. So yeah, it seems to be common in Florida, but even when you think about movies like Color Purple, I don't know if that was based on a true story, but I know it was based on things happening during that time. And it was very normal for a man of a certain age, 40, 50, to be taking up a 12, 13, 14, 16-year-old wife. I don't know why. Something about that just never sits well with me. Not saying I don't understand people who date older men or younger men or whatever. I get that. Like, people have their purpose. I get it. But just something about a man in his, and he could be 50 something because they don't know if his birth certificate says 56 or 66. I don't know. Either way, she had to be born in 2003. So that means that was a grown-ass man when she was born. And he knew her since she was born. And he decided at 18 to make her his wife. God, Jesus, just Lord, fix it. I don't even know. Just God, Lord, fix it. Please fix it. Please fix it. Let her just realize, like, this is not normal. This is not right. All right. I I'm actually speechless. I really just don't. Nothing seems to. Nothing amazes me anymore. I can't believe that stuff like this happens, and I can't believe that the worst that's happening as a result is people are just talking about it on social media. Like, I hope somebody go knocking on that door, because 18 is legally grown, but 18 is not grown. Hell, 21 is barely grown. You probably grown maybe about 25, and that's a strong maybe. And if you're of the male species, you probably not grown till you're about 35. But hey, anyway, I just I don't want to end on that note. We went on some positive. So I'm just gonna say to you guys to just stay positive, think positive thoughts, speak positive thoughts. One thing about the universe is it picks up on the things that we're feeling, it picks up on the things that we're thinking, and it picks up on the things that we're saying. So spend less energy thinking about and focusing on the things that you don't want, and put your energy and your belief and your faith in the things that you do want. So don't think about, oh, what if I lose? Think about when I win. Don't think about, I hope this don't, and think about, I know this will. So we have to be in control of the things that we say, the things that we think, the things that we feel, and we got to put all of our energy into the things that we want in this world. What you feed is what will grow. So grow abundance, grow peace, grow love, grow happiness, grow understanding, grow forgiveness, grow faith, grow your love for God, grow your relationships, friendships, and everything that means something to you. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Drinks with Drea. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to talk to you guys very soon. So see you at the top.